Hey everyone, welcome back. And as you can see in the background, we're in full swing holiday season. I'll bet you're struggling just a bit to maintain the weight loss that you've had and keep that weight off, or you're just struggling in general. Today's video, we're going to talk all about strategies to help the struggle and to just maybe make it a bit easier for you not to pile on that 5 or 10 pounds of holiday fat that could happen, and hopefully be successful in enjoying your holiday season so that you feel really good in your body. I'm Connie Rutledge. I'm a menopausal fat loss specialist. I help women just like you to maintain a healthy body, and we need support. I know you're looking for answers. I know you're looking for the magic pill or just that thing that's going to help you succeed in feeling your best when you really want to feel your best. Family time, holiday time, parties, celebrations, and all things, we're closing out the year, barreling down into winter when really our body kind of is telling us rest, relax, and kind of take a break. That never happens. It never happens. But I just want to help you with a few reminders because you know all this. And it's really interesting. I work with many of you to get clarity on your health and wellness plan for life. And I just want to be supportive and kind of give you some tips that I've been kind of thinking about throughout these past weeks as I work with you and listen to many of you with your struggles with health and fat loss. So the age-old problem of, what should I eat? Obviously, as a menopausal woman, we want to be careful to eat very low carb and eat carbohydrates that are natural carbs, unprocessed carbs, and the things that our grandparents ate. The things that are completely natural and that our body recognizes. We want to avoid the toxins, the pesticides, the genetically modified garbage, and a lot of the, highly processed foods that really keep us fat and inflamed, because when we have inflammation, nothing happens good in the body. It just takes time for the body to process through that toxic load. And we're not going to feel our best. We're not going to look our best. We're going to have that pudge and kind of bloat, that layer of kind of dis-ease that is just unsightly and feels awful. I'll remind you that you do want to eat clean, obviously, and that's not going to happen all the time. But more often than not, you're going to pick real foods like proteins, meat, poultry, quality seafood, quality protein powders. I prefer the beef isolate protein, maybe a whey protein or a milk isolate protein, a hemp protein, and then maybe third or fourth or fifth on the list might be a plant-based protein, just because it's not assimilated as well. Our body tends to use the extra fuel that it can't, that amino acid profile, and it turns it into glucose. And that's the last thing we want, is more sugar in the body. So a quality protein powder, if you're using protein powders, and I've got my favorites, the Equip Prime Protein or the Noble organ meat and beef-based proteins. I do like hemp seeds or hemp protein on occasion, and a milk isolate protein. And you'll see those when you go to my website, ConnieRutledge.com. I've got links to my favorite protein powders and meal replacement shakes like the Keto Chow. Those things are quick and easy. You can mix them with yogurt or coconut yogurt, something like that. You can mix them with water. ice, butter, hot water, all those things to just kind of bump up your protein, because you will need approximately 80 to 100 grams of protein in a 24-hour period for the most part, unless you're fasting. And most of us aren't getting that. And if you're struggling with fat loss in general, and you haven't really looked at how many protein grams you're getting in a day, that is assignment number one. Make sure you're getting enough. Most women that I talk to that are chronic dieters, that try everything and do the right thing, typically you're under eating and you're just not getting the fuel that your body needs to be able to release and let go. So we've covered diet. Next, we're going to cover the meal timing. Did you know that you can lose fat and inflammation just by kind of resetting the timing of what you eat? Our body's designed to be able to have time to process the food that we're eating. And if we're grazers, if we are sipping on a sweet coffee or something that seems low calorie but maybe has some fat and sugar in it, and we're sipping on that all morning long, well, our body's producing insulin all morning long. And if you haven't really learned that insulin resistance is a result of that grazing year after year, and it's kind of indicative of what we've been taught. The eat less, exercise more kind of sets us up for failure because we're hungry all the time. And if we are kind of picking through the day and having a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and not really giving our body time to just kind of rest and process, that's another key factor to chronic inflammation and weight loss resistance. You will not be able to lose fat until your body can process through and start burning fat, because it needs to kind of tap into resources because it doesn't have it on board. Hopefully that can make sense to you. So your meal timing is essential to your fat loss process. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to go at least 13 to 15 hours without any food at all. That would be your intermittent fast. And then you need to eat your meal. And I like to add, you want to eat your meal in feeding windows. So you open up that first feeding window, and maybe it's an hour long, and you get a really good solid meal in. You get your protein, you get your vegetables, you get some fat and maybe a little bit of starch alongside that. And then you close that feeding window down and you don't touch food for another 3 to 4 hours. If you're hungry in between that time, you can have, electrolytes, you can have water, you can have black tea, herbal tea, you can sip on some bone broth, but pretty much you want to be just allowing your body to utilize the fuel that you just gave it and move on. So when you're hungry again, you open that next feeding window and have another really quality meal. This should really take you through the day where you eat your food and then you stop eating. And at the end of the day, whether you had 2 solid meals or 2 feeding windows or 3 solid meals, you can tally up your protein grams and your carbohydrate grams, and you can see just, what's happening, and you might be able to dictate how satiated you are by increasing your protein, decreasing your carbohydrates, eating real food so that your body has a fuel source that it needs to be able to calm down and not feel hungry. This may take some practice. This may really kind of be something that you ease into, but set yourself up for success by planning ahead and having that food available so that you can eat and then stop eating and then eat again and see what happens. After you have kind of figured out your feeding and your fasting, and you have a really good solid plan that you have committed to following, then I want you to consider really solid supplementation. I need you to, vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for your immune function, and vitamin D is in every cell of your body. So you need to supplement. Right now we're in the winter for the most of us, and we're not outside with a lot of skin showing. If that's a possibility for you, I would recommend that. But I would recommend getting at least 2,000 to 5,000 IUs of your vitamin D on a daily basis, unless you can show me from a blood test that your vitamin D levels are 70 to 80. And that would be something to strive for. That's going to make you feel more energy. It's going to make you feel more alert. It's going to protect you from immune issues and viruses. So please make sure that you're getting your vitamin D where you want it so that you can enjoy a really sensible immune process during the flu season. I also recommend a multivitamin, and my favorite is ONE by Pure Encapsulations. It's a one and done, one capsule multivitamin that I take every single day, and I recommend that you take it too. Now, you can get these products on my Fullscript or any quality supplement platform, but you will enjoy a 15% discount on my Fullscript account. It's super simple. Go to my website, look for the Fullscript dispensary and sign up for a free account. Then you can be alerted to, be reminded to have the best quality supplementation at a discount. You win. And then I get to recommend the quality supplements that I like to buy and take myself. If you're struggling with insulin resistance and you just can't get a handle on your appetite, then I recommend Control by Infiniwell. It's a berberine and appetite suppressant supplement. Looks like this one, and I would highly recommend you giving this a try if you struggle with appetite, if overeating is something that happens, mindless eating. It will just help you get things back on track. It'll help lower your glucose and your blood sugar levels, and maybe get you back feeling a little more balanced so that you can have more control, okay? If appetite is another thing that you struggle with, you might really want to try the microdosing with the GLP-1 peptides, and you can watch my video about magic fat loss that's on the platform as well. You can find that in my on my YouTube channel. I also like Calikerb. This one is another appetite suppressant supplement that just might really kind of help you feel a little more control when you start your meals. And if something like that, if you've never tried something like that, I would highly recommend it if you struggle with appetite. Obviously, if appetite suppression is what you're looking for, I recommend eating whole foods. You can never go wrong when you're more satisfied with higher protein and lower carb meals. I mean, it just makes sense. The protein will help satiate you. If you're eating too low of fat with your protein and quality carbs, then add a tablespoon of fat and see an hour after that meal just what happens. You can, add an extra tablespoon of olive oil. You can add an extra pat of butter, and don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of those calories, because those are quality nutrients that are going to help kind of calm your body down so that you aren't searching for that next comfort level, okay? That's important. So we've talked about your diet, we've talked about food timing, we've talked about some supplementation that might be helpful. You want to get out and walk. You want to be moving. You want to lift your weights. You want to be active. If weightlifting isn't your thing, then maybe a rebounder where you're bouncing, maybe you're jump roping, maybe you're doing something for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes alongside your half-hour walk, or you're busy, around the house. Just no sitting for hours on end, okay? If you are someone who is stuck at your desk, then get up once an hour and do 15 to 30 air squats and jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, get your blood pumping. If you can't do that because you have limitations, then do some breath work. Do some, 15 to 20 minutes of a breathing exercise where you're doing a little hyperventilating so that you can just get the blood moving inside your body and give your body some solid oxygenation. That's the key here. Sedentary is detrimental and it's not good for your brain. So these are just some quick tips, some things that I would highly recommend, get you through the holidays. We've got the end of the year happening. I know that many of you have grand plans for the new year, for that resolution to, get back on track. Do it right now. Don't wait. There's nothing standing in your way to being healthy today. Okay, that mindset, that belief that you can do it. If you've been struggling, it's time to reach out. Put a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you're struggling with. If you're an undereater, increase your protein by 10 grams and see what happens, okay? Reach out if you've got some issues that you're struggling with. I'd love to help with our Jumpstart session. I can't tell you how impactful that is on many of my clients. Just get back in touch. Get a solid plan to get you moving forward. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. It's something you might already know, but you just haven't implemented for whatever reason. You need some support. And I'm happy to be that support link for you. Check out my website for my favorite products to just help you get back on track, to help you steer clear of things that are, maybe not working, and be your best. I'd say consistency is the key here. You need that plan. You need to feel solid in that plan. And I support you. I hope to encourage you. I want to motivate you to be the best you possible. Okay, good luck with all your holiday festivities, and get organized, get your plan in place, and move forward with consistency, ease, and joy. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.